Hi, everyone. We just wanted to provide a quick update and to celebrate the fact that it's been 1 year since our Katahdin was able to purchase the companies that own the Millinocket mill site. And, it's been a busy year. We've had three key priorities that we wanted to serve over the course of this year. The first was to understand the assets that we had purchased. It's a large site, it's 1,400 acres, about 500 of which were the brownfield where the mills used to operate. About 900 acres are greenfield where the mill didn't operate. We inherited literally hundreds of maps, all of which were out of date. So really just understanding what we have. The second priority was to deal with some of the liabilities that we inherited when we purchased the site. There was funds owed to the town through municipal liens, funds owed to the IRS through a federal lien, and also some unpaid environmental permits to the Department of Environmental Protection. Everyone's been very good to work with. We also inherited one accounts receivable, which was good news for us. There was an ongoing court case between the former owners of the mill site and the Maine Revenue Service to determine if a better payment. The better is the business equipment tax reimbursement program that the state still runs, but mostly now it's a business equipment tax exemption, so there's no payment at all. Back then there was a payment, and then you'd be reimbursed for a portion of that. Well, the mill site was not running at the time, and there was a clause though that said if the mill site is not running, it needs to be marketed, to potential buyers by the seller, the seller essentially. And so there was an ongoing case. The governor's office was very, very helpful in advising us in how to move forward, and in the end, we were able to settle with the Maine Revenue Service, for a settlement amount. All of it will go towards settling, these different liabilities. So a portion of it is going directly to the town of Millinocket to pay the back real estate taxes, which we're really excited about. A portion of it is being held to pay what's called an offer in compromise to the IRS. We've submitted this offer in compromise as a lengthy form, making the argument to the IRS that actually it's in the best interest of all taxpayers to forgive a certain portion of the back debt, because if we do, then the site can become unencumbered, which would allow us to then start to move forward. As long as there's a federal lien on that site, it's going to be very difficult to move forward. And so, we're hopeful. The IRS has given us a date of no later than April 2nd for us to hear back from them, and we do have the money set aside in a separate bank account to be able to pay both the town, the back real estate taxes, as well as to be able to pay the IRS the amount that we're offering in the offer in compromise. We also have retained enough for 12 months of salary for the two maintenance and security workers that we have on the site, again, to make sure that it's a safe, secure site that we can show to prospective tenants that want to locate on the site, and also to pay 12 months of our liability insurance. And that uses all the money, so none of the money, of course, can be used for anything else. But for us, if the IRS is to accept the offer in compromise, which we're cautiously hopeful for, it would mean then that we would be able to pay the money to the town, pay the money to the IRS, and then start from a clean slate. So this has been the second order of business. It's been a big lift for us, and we're hopeful. The third has been that without having a marketing budget or a marketing department, we've had a lot of interest in the site from a lot of prospective tenants. Our vision is to have a multifaceted, multi-tenant industrial site, and so we're looking at a variety of industries. It's everything from data centers, that really leverage the affordable power and the water and the cool climate, to the next generation of forest products, which we're really excited about. The bioeconomy. There's so many things that you can make out of trees and wood fiber that you couldn't before. Some of it is still in early stages in R&D. Others are heading toward commercialization, and we want to be on the forefront of that. And so, we've talked to more than 30 different companies who are interested. No deal is fully ready to go. Half those deals are still in the dreaming stage, but half are not, and so we're trying in good faith to move as many of these conversations forward to try to address the gaps, whether that's a gap in having the right purchaser or off-taker, whether that's a gap in the financing to build it out, or if it's a gap in the team that needs some additional expertise to be able to move it forward. We're working hard to try to address those things so that we can address the main thing we want to address on the site, which is to create jobs, good, sustainable jobs for the region. We know we're not going back in time to the heyday of Great Northern Paper, but at the same time, we believe that there can be good, sustainable jobs in the region. And every day we wake up thinking about the people that have to travel for work, that can't be home for dinner with their families, or have to be gone for long periods of time, or have to move altogether. And that's a lot of talent. That's a lot of missed talent, a lot of missed love, a lot of missed dinners, and that's what keeps us going. And so at the end of the day, those have been our three priorities. We're happy with where things have moved in the first year. Things never move as fast as you want, but we're seeing good progress, and we're hopeful. And so we wanted to keep you updated. We said from the beginning that we don't want to be the ones talking about every single deal in the news before it's ready. You probably heard the Jaguars talking about how they're going to win the Super Bowl. And that didn't pan out, did it? And so I think talking in the media before you've done something, it just sets a lot of expectations, and we've had a lot of false promises over the years. And so if you hear periods of quiet from us, just know that it's like the duck on the pond. That it looks kind of smooth and steady, but under the water, the feet are moving as fast as they can possibly go. And so with that, we're always open to questions, concerns, ideas. And we just thank you for putting your trust in us, and we'll continue to do our best to steward this mill site responsibly on behalf of the Katahdin region. Thank you.